I started this YouTube channel back in 2019, and since then, I've learned a lot about what people are looking for when breaking into the real estate industry and what some of the biggest hangups are for people trying to get their start. And while I was able to get the perspective of my peers and mentors in the industry, and I knew what I had personally experienced throughout my career up to that point, the past 5 years have given me a lot of data points to reference and an inside look into the goals, interests, and concerns of tens of thousands of people interested in commercial real estate. So in this video, I want to pull back the curtain and share with you 3 things that I've learned since starting Break Into CRE that you won't find in a textbook, and how each of these might apply to your specific situation. So the first big takeaway that I want to share that I was not aware of before starting this business is that many people looking to break into the real estate industry are doing so because they ultimately want to build their own real estate portfolio. Over the last 5 years, 72% of our Break Into CRE Academy members who have filled out our intake form have had a main goal to either do deals on their own or invest in real estate directly as a passive limited partner. And even for members that wanted to land a job in the industry first and foremost, many of these people had long-term aspirations to break out on their own. And for me, I had always gone into jobs thinking about what I could learn in each role to allow me to become a better real estate investor myself. And while it felt like at the time that everyone else was focusing most on climbing the career ladder, after starting this business, I've realized that even if people don't talk about this openly, the vast majority of real estate professionals get into this industry with the goal to invest in real estate themselves. And the reason why I think this is so important to share is because if your main goal is to strike out on your own one day, even if it feels like no one within your company or within your peer group is talking about this, it's very likely that you're not alone if you have these ambitions. And also, if you're looking for a capital source to get your first few deals done, your peers, mentors, and even former coworkers or bosses may end up being some of your first LP investors. In most cases, even if people have entrepreneurial aspirations, they often don't have the willingness or the ability to leave the comfort of a steady paycheck, which gets people stuck in a situation where they have all this knowledge but nowhere to apply it for their own personal gain. But if you have worked with or for people in the past that have been in the industry for about 5 years or more, and especially more senior level executives that may have a significant amount of capital to invest, these people will often be very interested in passive limited partner investments with someone that they know and trust. And in addition to a willingness to be a capital source, these people also tend to know the industry extremely well, which means they'll not only be able to understand the opportunity you're presenting, but they'll also be able to provide feedback and guidance on potential risks to look out for, or even other industry professionals that may also want to invest. Ultimately, if you're someone with entrepreneurial aspirations and you feel like the only one in your peer group or your company that has these, just know that you're very likely not alone. And while you don't necessarily want to talk about this openly with your boss right now, this is something to keep in mind when you're ready to strike out on your own. Now, the next thing I've learned that I want to highlight in this video is something that I see way more often than I would have expected, and this is that in the vast majority of cases, people looking to break into commercial real estate think that they're significantly less qualified for jobs than they actually are. If you have an interest in the real estate industry, it's very likely that even if you don't have experience in the business directly, the industries that you have worked in, or even the subjects that you've studied in school, are at least somewhat related to at least one part of commercial real estate. Some of the most common roles I've seen people transition into this industry from include jobs in accounting, corporate finance, architecture, project management, and sales. And even though most of these jobs don't involve work that's directly related to real estate, each of these career paths build very transferable skills that could be applied within a real estate setting. For example, people coming from backgrounds in accounting and corporate finance tend to have a lot of experience in forecasting and budgeting, which can be really helpful when moving into asset management or portfolio management roles in real estate. People coming from architecture or project management often have experience navigating complex zoning laws and working directly with city officials, which can make them great fits for jobs and development. And people coming from sales roles often have very strong business development and relationship management skills that can make them huge assets to a real estate brokerage team. And I say all this to make the point that even if you feel underqualified, whether you're transitioning from a different industry or you just don't have real estate experience already, it's very likely that the skills that you do have could be directly applied to some part of commercial real estate. And if you're finding yourself getting psyched out by job postings for entry-level roles that say they require 1 to 2 years of experience, also know that in the vast majority of cases, people with that 1 to 2 years of experience requirement are not going to be the ones applying for entry-level positions. And even if you're transitioning from a completely different industry altogether, a lot of the candidates that you'll be up against will be in the same boat. Now, the last thing I want to highlight here is something that I want to make sure you avoid if at all possible, and this is that it can be very easy to get stuck in the wrong role if you say yes to an offer too quickly. We've had a lot of people come through the academy over the years that are in a job that they want to get out of as fast as possible because they either took that job out of fear that another opportunity wouldn't materialize, or they didn't do enough research beforehand to make sure the job was the right fit. And because they made the wrong decision up front, many of these people were then forced to make an even more difficult decision later on to either leave quickly and risk adding a black eye to their resume, or to just wait around for 18 to 24 months until it's seen as more acceptable to move on from the role. And obviously, neither of these choices are optimal, since leaving a job after just 3 to 6 months will usually raise questions from future employers that might consider your application, and this can also lead you to take other jobs that aren't the right fit purely out of desperation. And while I completely understand the desire to get your foot in the door wherever you can, especially in a tight hiring market, from what I've personally seen over the last 5 years, one of the worst things you can do for your long-term career growth is to say yes to a role that's the wrong fit for you. And even though you can't always know exactly what a job is going to be like before you actually say yes to an offer, the people that take the time to do their own due diligence before accepting a new job are the people that I've found often sidestep opportunities that aren't the right fit and won't take them where they want to go. This can be as simple as talking to people that formerly worked at the company you're considering joining, talking to other people in the industry that know the reputation of the firm, or even researching company reviews on your own on a site like Glassdoor, or looking for any mentions of the company on a forum like Wall Street Oasis. Even if this research ultimately ends up meaning that you have to say no to a job offer and wait another few weeks or even another few months to land a role, making sure you're taking a job that you won't immediately want to leave will more than make up for any income you may have lost while looking for a better opportunity. So I hope these things are helpful if you're feeling alone, feeling underqualified, or just feeling a ton of pressure to land a job as quickly as you can. And if you are looking to break into commercial real estate, ideally sooner rather than later, and you want to make sure you have the technical skills you'll need to make that happen, as always, make sure to check out our all-in-one membership training platform, Break Into CRE Academy. A membership to the Academy will give you instant access to over 120 hours of video training on real estate financial modeling and analysis. You'll get access to hundreds of practice Excel interview exam questions, sample acquisition case studies, and you'll also get access to the Break Into CRE Analyst Certification exam, which covers topics like real estate pro forma and development modeling, commercial real estate lease modeling, equity waterfall modeling, and many other real estate financial analysis concepts that will help you prove to employers that you have what it takes to tackle the responsibilities of an analyst or associate at a top real estate firm. And if you like this video and want to see more content on the channel on real estate career advice, or just lessons that I've personally learned throughout my own career, make sure to hit the like button and let me know, and let me know in the comments if any of these 3 things resonated with you personally. As always, thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you found this helpful. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to see more videos like this every single week, and I'll see you in the next video.